PsychoticKingAJ here, coming at you with another King's Top 10. Today's list, we are doing Top 10 Stephen King Movies. This list was probably one of the hardest lists I've ever thought of doing. Stephen King has a plethora of movies, a huge library, and most of the movies that are made based on his writing are phenomenal. So the list is was hard for me to do. But I've got a list here of the 10 top movies of Stephen King. Or based off Stephen King's work. So we'll start the list off with number 10. Coming into number 10, the Children of the Corn series. Now, I chose to go with the series rather than just one select movie because I feel that these movies are... The prolonged story throughout these movies is very interesting and very well written. Some of the movies are corny and cheesy and more of a comedy feel aspect than scary horror, but all in all, from start to finish, these movies are really interesting. And watching them, I know with friends, where we live, corn detasseling is a big job. And a lot of my friends never seem to want to go corn detasseling with me after watching these movies. I can never figure out why. But that comes in at number 10. Number 9 on our list, we have It. Now, I chose to do both. The miniseries, TV, It, and then the reboot that just launched in 2017. Both were really well done, really well adapted to screen. Tim Curry was phenomenal as Pennywise. If you haven't seen the original It, but you've seen the reboot, go watch the original. You won't be disappointed. It is great. And then the reboot that they just did in 2017 has Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise the Dancing Clown. And anybody that watched the old one were upset about the reboot. I suggest you go watch the reboot because Bill did a really great job capturing that Pennywise the Dancing Clown. I would say the reboot is creepier, but still has that classic feel to it. The original, things are different nowadays. It's scarier. It takes a little bit more to be scary to today's teens and young adults than it did in the 80s. So they aged it appropriately to scare the new generation. All in all, both movies are really amazing and both stand up really well. Number 8, Secret Window. Alright, I know, I understand. I get it. Not one of his best writing, but honestly, Johnny Depp in this movie, it's my favorite Johnny Depp movie, and he made this movie. It is perfect. I love the movie. It just from start to finish, the acting is incredible. The storyline progresses so beautifully. You're left wondering what's going on. It's, that, and then it has the nice wrap up. It's actually a really good movie, and I feel it's very underrated. Number 7, Dreamcatcher. Oh boy. So me and my friends, we all love this movie. We've taken a lot of things from this movie, a lot of the lines. Same shit, different day, SSDD. We use that all the time. Didits! Like, the movie is perfect. It is great cinematography from start to finish, just beautifully done. The storyline is phenomenal. It's a longer movie, but you don't even notice how long it is. It's one of those great, oh my god, that movie was this long type instances. So when you get a movie like that, it's really good. Number 6, Green Mile. Michael Clark Duncan is one of my favorite actors of all time. And I really wish I would have done this list differently thinking about it now. I wish I would have done, Stephen King's more supernatural horror top 10s and then, done a Stephen King's non-horror supernatural type things. Even though Green Mile does have, I guess you could say, a supernatural aspect to it, but it's beautifully written. It's such a heartfelt movie. If you've never seen The Green Mile, I suggest you go watch it. Because it hits you right in them feels. It does. It's a great movie. Number 5, 1408. Main star John Cusack spends a night at the Dolphin Motel in room 1408. Now he's a paranormal investigator and things have been going on at this hotel. The movie progresses at such an alarming rate that you really don't want it to be over. Psychological, not thriller, but psychological twists. Like, it screws with your mind. One minute you think one thing, then the next it's something else, and it's so perfectly written. That's why I love Stephen King, is because he's got so many different writing styles, and everything he writes, he can do it just to keep the attention of someone so perfectly. People with ADHD like myself have trouble sticking to a storyline, and Stephen King I've never had a problem with, just because it's like, man, what's going to happen next? Or, oh, this is beautifully written. 1408 lives to stand the test of time. Number 4, The Dark Tower. Now, the only thing I'm going to say about this is look through my videos and find my review on The Dark Tower. That will explain everything you need to know. And exactly why it comes in number 4 on our list. Sorry. Number 3, The Shining. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Now, I love The Shining. I mean, I first saw The Shining when I was like I was about 10 years old. And, it's another one of the movies that's within the connected universe of Stephen King, paranormal side. It's great. The acting is very well done, from the main actor of Jack Nicholson all the way to, I don't remember who played Danny. But like even the little kids acting was so perfect, and it's so weird for a horror movie because, like, do you tell the kid they're acting in a horror movie? And in the instances where the little boy actually connects with the supernatural things, it's just, did they tell him or did they not? And if they did, was he able to sleep at night? This movie chilled me to the bone at 10 years old. I didn't sleep for days. It was so vivid, and it just captured images from that movie in my brain. It was scary. Number 2, Pet Sematary. Now, I was talking to my friend Spectre, and we were fighting over what I would name the number 1 movie. And he thought it would be Pet Sematary. But I couldn't really go that far. Pet Sematary is perfect, though. I mean, the storyline is just, you know exactly what's going to happen before even watching it. You can foresee it, and then it just plays out really nicely. The reason why this movie is so great, though, is that the creepiness of the actors. They picked such perfect actors to play each role that it just made the whole storyline that much creepier. Pet Sematary wasn't all that much of a scary movie as it was just kind of creepy. Gave you the shivers, the chills. But it's, in its own right, still a really good movie, and pretty much every movie on this list I suggest you watch. Now, for the first time ever, I am going to give you guys an honorable mention. My honorable mention is Cat's Eye. I didn't put it on the list because it's not a taste for everyone. This is more a movie more in the styling of The Twilight Zone, The Outer Limits. It's a combination of stories, all seen through the cat's eye. All stories obviously have one thing in common, and that's the cat that's watching them. I remember being young and having family Christmases, and we'd all go to my grandmother's house. She had this movie on VHS. Now, if you don't know what a VHS is, it's this cassette tape that's about this big. It used to go on a player. Yeah, nothing like your little CDs now. But, just watching it with the family. Well, the kids of the family, and, you know, parts of it were creepy, so the older kids were laughing at the younger kids because they were hiding their face. It brings back so much nostalgia that I cannot think of Stephen King without mentioning Cat's Eye. It's not his best work, and the acting in the movie at parts is quite cheesy. But it's an honorable mention. I mentioned it. If you've never seen Cat's Eye, go watch it. It's beautiful. If you're into like multiple stories within a movie. Number 1. Shawshank Redemption. What a surprise. I'm sure most of you are thinking, well, that movie's on the top of everyone's list. It's one of the greatest movies of all time. That being said, it is one of the greatest movies of all time. It's not an overrated movie. It is perfect. It is cinematic gold. The acting, the soundtrack, the story, how it progresses, everything about this movie is perfect. Every little detail was fine-combed. It was beautiful. And honestly, Shawshank Redemption is a 5-crown movie. Now, I don't hand out 5 crowns very easily. And as you can see in my past reviews and reviews to come, I will limit the hell out of what actually earns 5 crowns. But Shawshank Redemption is one well deserving of those 5 crowns. If you have never seen Shawshank Redemption, I don't care what kind of movies you're into, you need to go watch it. That's just the way it is. And with that being said, that's King AJ's top 10 list on Stephen King movie adaptations. Psychotic King AJ, out.